All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been about a year since I purchased my Infiniti M37. This is a 2011 model, so I figured I'd do a quick review on how I've enjoyed the last year and any problems that I've come up with and things that I like and don't like about it. So let's get to it. Now I drive this thing every single day. I haven't put but maybe 6,000 miles on it in a year, but I've driven this thing all around town. I've driven it, a few road trips, an hour here and there, one way, and then it hasn't given me any trouble at all. Now I have kept this car almost completely bone stock, except for the coilovers and the wheels and tires. You can see I got the Rohana RC7 wheels. There's a 20-inch wheel, 10 inches wide, and the offset is 25. And I got them in these Toyo Proxys Sport 265, 35, 20. They've been really good. They still look brand new. The coilovers ride a little rough, but you can expect that from a coilover. It's a sport suspension, so you lose a little bit of comfort for the performance. Everything else about this car is completely bone stock. I haven't done anything else to it, and that's kind of how I like my daily driver. Oh, I did tint the windows. It's a 25% carbon tint. Because yes, we're here in Texas and it gets really hot, and that has dramatically kept my car interior cool while I'm at work in a way. But as far as issues with this car, I haven't had any issues at all. I have not had to repair anything on this car. With the lowered suspension, I have hit a couple of speed bumps. You go over a speed, you have to go so slow. Even when I go slow and at an angle, I still hit the speed bumps. So that's just a lower car life. You'll always deal with that with a lower car. But yeah, this car has been absolutely impressive. It's got decent power. Let's look at the inside. Decent power. It's not the fastest car I've ever driven, but it does all right, especially in sport mode. Sport mode actually changes this car completely. The interior, I bought this car at the Infiniti dealership as a certified used, and according to them, a little old lady owned it before me, and the interior is just pretty much perfect, and I've tried to do my best to keep it that way. One of the things that I really like about this car is, even though it's 10, almost 11 years old, it still has stayed up to date. It doesn't feel dated at all for an 11-year-old car. The styling is still up to date, and I don't feel like I'm driving an older vehicle. But the interior is still really good shape. Dash is still nice. No major blemishes at all. The kids have a lot of room in the back. My seat, this seat is all the way back right now, but when it scoots forward, when I crank the engine up, it scoots forward and the kids have enough room. But just the quality of the car is very nice. No complaints there. So let's open up the trunk here. It actually has a really big trunk. A lot of room there for golf clubs or whatever it is that you want to put back there, groceries and whatnot. It can fit a lot back there. Moving around, still looking nice. All right, let's take a quick peek under the hood. This being the M37, it comes with a 3.7 liter engine. The M56 is the exact same car. It just comes with the 5.6 liter V8. this one being the smaller engine, is actually surprisingly powerful. Like I said, it's not the fastest car in the world, but it does pretty good. This is the same engine that comes in the G37 and the 370Z. I'm not exactly sure of the actual horsepower, but it's somewhere over 300, which is not bad, especially by today's standard. It's pretty good. I have not had any issues so far with the way that the car runs. This does have the typical valve cover leak. It's not too bad. It's actually on both sides, so that will be a project coming up to replace the valve cover gaskets. Let me know if that's something that you want to see. As far as maintenance, I haven't had to do anything else. Just a typical change the oil and put gas in it kind of deal, and that's what I was looking for in a daily driver. Something sporty, something big enough to fit my family in, and something with low maintenance, and this has been all of those, so it's checked every single one of those boxes. Let's see what else. Yeah, stock intakes, stock exhaust. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about this car for a little bit. After 1 year of ownership, how do I like it? Well, to say the least, I love it. I think this car is awesome for a family car. It's sporty, it's fun to drive, it's nice on the inside. It has all the creature comforts that you want. And it's just been a nice, reliable daily driver. So would I recommend it to somebody else? Heck yeah, man. I only paid, a year ago, I paid $11,000 for the car, and I'm pretty sure I can get all that and then some in today's market, because you know how the market is today. It's crazy, so I could probably get all my money back for it. And that's just a good deal. One of the things that I didn't like is, let me see here. This car has the heated steering wheel, which is nice during the winter time, but here in Texas, it doesn't really get that cold. And this steering wheel gets so hot, like you can barely touch it. It almost feels like there's a short circuit in there or something. It gets incredibly hot. I don't know if it's supposed to get that hot, but it's just so hot that I don't even want to touch it anymore. So another thing is with the climate control, you can see how the air, you can change it where, you know, it comes out of the top vents or the lower vents. Sometimes when I have it coming out of the top vents, I can hear a clicking noise. Everything still seems to function fine. I think it's just the actuator inside maybe getting stuck or having a hard time moving, which is not a huge deal. It still seems to work. It's just a little annoying hearing the clicking noise sometimes. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it does not do it. So I haven't bothered to fix it. Just something that's minor inconvenience, kind of annoying, but not a big deal. I just turn the music up and continue about my day. Another thing that is not my favorite is when the car is in regular mode like this, it's nothing very impressive at all as far as the way it drives. It changes dramatically when you put it into sport mode. However, when you slow down, the downshifts are very rough. Like it downshifts real hard. And I looked into this, and after reading many forums, this seems to be a common thing with this car, with the downshifting being rough. It is not my favorite, and I don't like that. But it's something I've just kind of gotten used to over the time that I've owned it. I am worried that the transmission may go out, but from everything I've read, the downshifting hard is a normal thing for this car. I don't know, I think this car would have benefited a lot from the manual transmission that the G37 got, and also the 370Z. I wish that was an option for this car, but it's not. That may be something that we look into swapping in at a much later date if we end up having to replace this transmission. So let me know if that's something that you'd like to see. I think it's possible. I'm pretty sure it's possible, and we may even give it a shot one day, depending on how things go in my personal life. And yeah, so we'll see about that at another time. Another one of the things that I don't like about this car is every single M37 that I looked at had the leaky valve cover gaskets. And that is just a very common thing for these cars, with the G37s as well. When I bought this one, the valve covers were perfect. They weren't leaking, and within like 4 months of owning it, they both started leaking, of course. That's just a fix that's not very fun to do, and it's something that I've just kind of been avoiding doing. And now I can start to see some of the effects of it leaking. Has gotten a little laggy. Not bad, but I can definitely tell the power is kind of suffering just a little bit. So that means it's time to go ahead and replace those valve cover gaskets, maybe the spark plugs as well, depending on if they're sitting in oil or not. I haven't checked them, so they may be covered in oil. So that's going to be another thing that we got to do. And but overall, the car's been great. It's just a few minor things. The valve cover gasket's a little bit more than minor, but all right, to wrap things up, overall this has been a really great car to own. I love it. It drives great. The maintenance is really low. I've looked into some of the replacement parts just in case I run into some things coming up, and the prices of the replacement parts are not too bad. So when it is time to do some maintenance on it, I'm not too worried about the cost of fixing things. And it's been an overall great deal. It's fun to drive, and I highly recommend it to anyone else that wants to get one of these. So go out there and find yourself one, and just enjoy it. Before I end this video, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in and supporting the channel. And I know I haven't been posting a lot of great content lately. Life's just been super busy, a lot going on in my personal life. And also, my wife and I have started another YouTube channel. So if you're into food videos or eating videos, check out our other channel. I'll put the link down below in the description. Go and check that out. We have 4 or 5 videos up, and we've got some plans for some more. As far as this channel goes, I have a lot of plans for upcoming projects. It's just been more about coming up with time and money to fund those and work on them. And so a lot of the bigger projects that I have planned may be pushed off for a few more months until things kind of chill out around here. And then, but thank you guys for sticking around and making all this possible. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and go check out my other channel, link in the description below. And have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye.